The Anglo-Indian community traces its origin to the 16th century when Europeans first arrived in India under unusual and challenging circumstances. Over time, their descendants, through resilience and adaptation, blended with an Indian society, forming a distinct social group with a unique identity. Their journey was one of courage and perseverance, and their contribution have enriched India's social and cultural fabric in meaningful ways. With the capture of Constantinople by Ottoman Turks in 1453, the Europeans were denied opportunities for spice trade with India. Attempts were made after this to find a new sea route to India from Europe. Spain and Portugal were the two countries mainly in the fray. Several navigators attempted to find a new sea route. In 1498, Vasco da Gama, the Portuguese navigator, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, rounded Africa, and reached Calicut. Adam Smith, the father of economics, counts this as one of the two greatest incidents in history. In finding this new sea route, it was portrayed as the West and East had met. With the establishment of the Estada da Índia Portuguesa, which means Portuguese Empire in India, the Portuguese asserted supremacy in the spice trade. They required men to settle in India and to manage the spice trade. The King of Portugal permitted Portuguese soldiers to marry Indian women and settle in India by the famous policy of Políticos dos Casamentos, which means politics through marriages. Alfonso de Albuquerque, the Portuguese governor, Ryclof van Goens, the Dutch governor, Francois Martin, the French governor, and Robert Clive, the British governor, played major roles in establishing trade centers and invading territories in India during their respective periods. The Dutch, French, and the British followed the Portuguese and tried to establish their trade with India and countries in the East. They all married local women. During the Portuguese period, the progeny of Portuguese men of Indian women were called Luso-Indians. During the Dutch period, the mixed community were called Topazes. When the Europeans intermingled and married the European descendants and local women, their offsprings were commonly called Eurasians. Later, all the European descendants in India were named as Anglo-Indians. Anglo-Indians thrived as a flourishing community during the British period. Over a period, the British showed discrimination towards the Anglo-Indian community for fear of dominating them. The community resisted it by forming their own organizations. We remember John William Ricketts, Henry Louis Vivian d'Orazio, E.W. Chambers, Dr. J.R. Wallace, Charles Palmer, D.S. White, and Chevalier Paul Lewis, who led the struggle and fought to raise the issues related to the Anglo-Indian community. While Ricketts and others were in the forefront in Calcutta and northern parts of India, D.S. White and Chevalier Paul Lewis led in the south. During the British period, the Government of India Act 1935, called the British Act, defined all European descendants as Anglo-Indians. An Anglo-Indian means a person whose father or any of whose other male progenitors in the male line is or was of European descent but who is a native of India. When India became independent with the adoption of the new constitution, Article 366(2), this defined Anglo-Indians as an Anglo-Indian means a person whose father or any of whose other male progenitors in the male line is or was of European descent, but who is domiciled within the territory of India and is or was born within such territory of parents habitually resident therein and not established there for temporary purposes only. Sir Henry Gidney deserves a lot of credit for the Anglo-Indian community's recognition as a distinct minority. He successfully organized various Anglo-Indian groups and advocated for the community with the British authorities, securing their special status. Thanks to his efforts, the community also gained representation in legislative bodies like the Central Legislative Assembly, preserving a unique identity. The community has preserved its unique cultural identity through a distinct lifestyle. They maintain their culture through the continuous use of the English language, their own schools established across the country, and social events like weddings and other gatherings. Various Anglo-Indian organizations also played a crucial role in maintaining these traditions. After the death of Sir Henry Gidney in 1942, Frank Anthony became the leader of the Anglo-Indian community. He represented them in the Central Legislative Assembly and the Constituent Assembly. In independent India, Anthony served as a nominated member of Parliament in the Lok Sabha for 40 years, from 1952 until his death in 1993. He also succeeded Gidney as the President-in-Chief of the All India Anglo-Indian Association and founded 3 schools in his name, which is in Delhi, Calcutta and Bangalore. D.S. White. D.S. White, whose full name is David Emmanuel Starkenberg White, was a prominent Anglo-Indian leader and the founder of the Anglo-Indian and Domiciled European Association in 1879. A visionary dedicated to the welfare of the Anglo-Indian community, he is best known for establishing the settlement of Whitefield in Bangalore. In 1882, White conceived of the Whitefield as a way to make Anglo-Indians economically independent and self-sufficient. The Maharaja of Mysore granted 3,900 acres for this purpose, leading to the creation of a colony for Anglo-Indians in the suburbs of Bangalore, which is now known as Whitefield. White was a strong proponent of a federal structure for his association rather than merging with the national organizations of that time. McCluskie Ganj, founded in 1933 by the Colonization Society of India, was envisioned as a homeland for Anglo-Indian community. Located near Ranchi, it once flourished with nearly 400 Anglo-Indian families. Today, its legacy lives on through old bungalows, stories of the past, and a small number of residents. This town was a dream of Ernest Timothy McCluskie, a Calcutta-based real estate and insurance agent whose vision gave birth to this unique settlement. While Sir Henry Gidney is widely recognized, several other notable individuals also played a crucial role in uniting and serving the Anglo-Indian community during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Apart from the All India Anglo-Indian Association, these leaders were instrumental in their respective regions. We have the following: D.S. White from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Then we have Jos Fernandez from Karnataka. We have Chevalier Paul Lewis, Stanley Lewis, A.A.D. Lewis, and Stephen Padua from Kerala. We also have Chevalier Denzel de Monte from Tamil Nadu. And lastly, Miss Philomena Eaton from Bengal, who notably established the Calcutta Anglo-Indian Service Society. These figures worked to unite the community and were essential in preserving its interest and identity. The historic Anglo-Indian Convention held in Delhi in 2011 served as a pivotal movement for the community. The convention brought together prominent Anglo-Indian leaders, including nominated members of parliament and members of legislative assemblies. During the event, many leaders advocated for a new federal structure to better coordinate Anglo-Indian organizations and collectively represent the community's needs to the government. A unified voice. After a year of extensive discussions, this vision became a reality. The Federation of Anglo-Indian Associations in India was officially registered in December 2012 in Bangalore. The federation was formed with 17 organizations initially affiliated, providing a unified voice for the community and making a significant step towards a more cohesive and organized representation. The Anglo-Indian community has made significant and lasting contributions to Indian society across numerous fields. The legacy is particularly prominent in education, sports, defense, music, as well as in the establishment and maintenance of Christian institutions. Education and religion. Anglo-Indians have had a substantial impact on India's educational landscape. They were instrumental in establishing hundreds of schools that continue to provide quality education across the country. The contribution to the Christian churches in India is also immense, with the community building numerous churches and donating extensive tracts of land for religious and social causes. The community is proud of its spiritual leaders, which include Saint Gonzalo Gracia, who was declared a saint in 1862. The second is the servant of God, Monsignor Emmanuel Lopez of the Archdiocese of Verapolli, Kerala, was declared a servant of God on the 19th of July, 2023. Cardinals and archbishops. Noteworthy figures include Cardinal Lawrence Pichai, Archbishop Alan Delastic, Archbishop Henry D'Souza, and Archbishop Hubert Rosio. Sports and defense. The Anglo-Indian community has produced a remarkable number of athletes and military leaders who have brought honor to India. In sports, the community has excelled in various disciplines. In hockey, we've got an Olympian, Leslie Gladys, who was a legendary name in Indian hockey. In billiards, we have Wilson Jones, who was a world amateur billiards champion. In cricket, we've got cricketer Roger Benny and his son Stuart Benny, who have both represented India. In athletics, Norman Pitchard was the first Asian-born athlete to win an Olympic medal. The community's bravery is also well documented in the armed forces, and some of the prominent figures include Naval Officer Admiral Ronald Linsdale Pereira, Airfield Marshal Dennis Anthony Lafonte, and Airfield Marshal Norman Anil Kumar Brown. And we also have an Army Officer, Lieutenant General Reginald Nerona. The exceptional courage of Air Marshal Denzel Keeler and Wing Commander Trevor Joseph Keeler during wartime is also particularly celebrated. Morris Emingdis Watts. Morris Emingdon Watts was an Indian lawyer, a civil servant, and an administrator who served as a Diwan of the princely state of Travancore from 1925 to 1929. He succeeded T. Raghavaya and was appointed by the British government. Conrad Stannis Lewis Dice completed his law degree in 1992 and began his career practicing in the High Courts of Kerala. He specialized in civil, constitutional, family, and arbitration law. Dice was appointed as an additional judge of the High Court of Kerala on the 18th of November 2019 and became a permanent judge on the 25th of May 2021. music and art. Anglo-Indians have also left an indelible mark on the world of music, both in India and internationally. The musical talents have been showcased by global recognized artists, some of which include Sir Cliff Richards, and he is a British singer who was born in Lucknow in India, and he became a successful musician. The second is Engelbert Humperdinck. He's a famous crooner who was born in Madras, which is now Chennai, and he lived in India until he was a teenager. The third is Tony Brent. He's another notable singer from our community. Within India, especially in the south, musicians like Emil Isaacs and Lambert Lewis are highly respected and celebrated for their contributions to the music scene. The Anglo-Indian community is famously known as the railway people because of the deep and long-standing connection to the Indian railways. From the very beginning, they were the backbone of the railway system. Many Anglo-Indians worked in various roles across the railways and lived in the railway colonies that sprang up around them. A community built on rails. Their social lives were often centered around railway clubs, which served as hubs for the community's gatherings, dances, and social events. This close relationship was officially recognized in 2003 when Dr. Beatrix D'Souza organized the National Anglo-Indian Railway Convention, which was held in Chennai. The convention celebrated and highlighted the crucial role the community played in the establishment and operation of the Indian Railways, a legacy that continues to be a defining part of the identity. Notable Anglo-Indian authors. The Anglo-Indian community has produced a number of significant authors who have chronicled its unique history and culture. Among the pioneers are H.A. Stark, Henry D'Orazio, and Cedric Groover. In the modern era, prominent writers include Ruskin Bond, Alan Seeley, and the husband-wife duo Hugh and Colleen Ganzer. Key historical texts. Several authors have delved into history of the Anglo-Indian community, offering valuable insights into its origins, development, and future. Some of the key works include: the first is a book called Britain's Betrayal in India, published in 1968 by Frank Anthony. The next is The Anglo-Indians, which was published in 2002 by Blair Williams. Then we have The Anglo-Indians, which was published in 2013 by S. Mutaya and Harry McClaw. We also have The Anglo-Indians and Their Future, which was published in 2019 by Dr. Charles Dice. And lastly, we have The Anglo-Indians, which was published in 2022 by Barry O'Brien. The distinctive flavor of Anglo-Indian cuisine. Anglo-Indian cuisine is a unique fusion of Indian and European culinary traditions, distinguished by its vibrant and distinctive flavors. The community has a rich culinary heritage with dishes that have become a hallmark of their identity, preserving a culinary legacy. This unique cuisine has been documented and celebrated by various authors. Bridget White from Bangalore is known for her work in this field. She has authored several books that not only provide recipes for a number of classic Anglo-Indian dishes, but also narrate the history and cultural significance behind them, ensuring that this flavorful tradition is preserved for our future generations. In 2023, Charles Dice collected more than 50 Anglo-Indian recipes and borrowed a book called The Anglo-Indian Recipes with a narration of its origins. Prominent Anglo-Indian parliamentarians. While Frank Anthony is widely recognized for his long and distinguished service, Several other Anglo-Indian members of Parliament have also made significant contributions. Some of the advocates from our community include Jos Fernandes, who is from Karnataka, Dr. Beatrix D'Souza, who is from Tamil Nadu, and Dr. Charles Dice, who is from Kerala. These individuals were particularly known for their effective interventions in Parliament, consistently advocating for the rights and the interests of the Anglo-Indian community. Their efforts have helped to ensure the community's voice was heard at the highest level of the Indian government. Notable Anglo-Indian MLAs. In various Indian states, nominated Anglo-Indian members of legislative assemblies have played a crucial role in securing significant benefits for their community. Their efforts led to a key concession and reservations that improve the lives of Anglo-Indians. Key achievements. These nominated representatives secured several noteworthy benefits, including: the first is reservations. They successfully advocated for reservations in both education and jobs, which helped the community members gain access to better opportunities. The second is housing colonies. Their work led to the establishment of dedicated housing colonies, providing a sense of security and community for many families. The third is community halls. They have also helped in building community halls, which served as central hubs for social gatherings and cultural events. Notable MLAs who contributed to these achievements include A.A.D. Lewis, S.P. Lewis, and Stephen Potter from Kerala, Chevalier de Monte from Tamil Nadu, Jos Fernandes and Vinisha Nero from Karnataka, and Miss Christine Lazarus from Andhra Pradesh. The Anglo-Indian diaspora. After India gained independence, a significant number of Anglo-Indians migrated to countries like the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States. Many who left felt it was essential to move to maintain their distinct culture and way of life. At the same time, those who remained in India were firm in their belief that they were and would always be citizens of India. Global connection. Despite the physical distance, the community has maintained its bonds. Anglo-Indian organizations were established in the countries where they settled, facilitating regular meetings and get-togethers. This led to the formation of the International Federation of Anglo-Indian Associations, Inc., an umbrella body which is based in Perth, Australia. The Federation organizes international reunions which began in London in 1989. Since then, 12 reunions have been held, bringing together community members from around the world. The next reunion is scheduled in 2026 in Kochi, India. Gordon Maher of Perth from Australia currently serves as the Federation's president. Noteworthy publications for the Anglo-Indian community. While a number of periodicals have served the Anglo-Indian community over the years, one stands out for its longevity and international reach. The Anglos in the Wind, a global voice. Edited and published by Harry McClaw from Chennai, this publication has been in circulation for over 25 years. It is widely regarded as the premier international publication for Anglo-Indians, providing a consistent platform for the community to share its news, history, and stories with members around the world. World Anglo-Indian Day. The World Anglo-Indian Day is celebrated annually on August 2nd to commemorate the community's official recognition in the Government of India Act of 1935. This tradition began in 2001 during the World Anglo-Indian Reunion in Auckland, New Zealand. A global community. To mark this day, the Calcutta Anglo-Indian Service Society, also known as CAISS, has been organizing an ecumenical Thanksgiving service with the initiative and efforts of Mr. Colin Fitzgerald since 2021. This service brings together Anglo-Indian organizations from around the world. With the support from the Federation of Anglo-Indian Associations in India and the International Federation of Anglo-Indian Associations in Perth, Australia. The Anglo-Indian community has faced many challenges over time, but it continues to thrive by adapting to new circumstances. Despite being settled across the globe, Anglo-Indians remain nostalgic for India, the country they still consider as home. With approximately 400,000 Anglo-Indians in India and over 100,000 living abroad, primarily in Australia, UK, Canada, US, and New Zealand, the community continues to move forward. They face the challenge of a changing world with inherent courage, adapting to the new environments wherever they are.